Hello everyone, I'm here today with another process video, 6x8 pocket pages, photos from New York. This has been my big series lately, so still working my way through that. I'm about halfway or slightly more than halfway now, so I'm making progress and getting excited that I'm this far in, and I just took this trip in December, so very pleased with that. So what I'm working on today is I have a full page on this side. It will be 6x8. On this side, I just have the two 3x4s and a 4x6. So this has to go in this pocket. And I've placed these like this because I've got red stripes here, red and white stripes here. I don't want those next to each other. So I like the idea that they mimic each other, but I don't want them in this pocket and then here. So something cool that happened was, if you've been following this series, my last video I did featured this page. I just happened to notice that the back side of this paper is this lovely kind of gold mustardy color, and it perfectly matches the hair on the woman that's on this cool little card here. So I'm going to do something I don't normally do. I'm actually going to use the back of this. I don't normally do that because it freaks me out. It makes me scared that if I screw this up, I've also just screwed up this side, more than likely, because they go together. But I'm going to give it a whirl on this one just because I feel like with that perfect of a match, it was meant to be, right? So when I work on this one, that's what I'm starting with. Now, I'm going to move this out of the way here for a second. The only issue here I have is that I love this building. It's very bright. The sun was hitting it. You can see all the details. But then this side is kind of, this, part of this building is super, super dark. So I'm going to try to do something with that if I can, even if it's just, a white phrase sticker or something. But I've got to lighten up this corner somehow or disguise it somehow because it's really dark, dead space. And what else am I going to do with it? So those are my challenges today, and I'm ready to jump right in. So I was going through my stash of stuff to figure out what I'm going to do here. I found two things. I found this branding strip from Felicity Jane, and I thought it might work because it mimics the stripes that are in both sides of the layout, and it's predominantly white. So it will bring in some of this up here. It'll lighten up the bottom of this photo, which is that dark part that I'm trying to get rid of. I also found this. It's just an old wood veneer that I've had probably forever. And so I thought, well, maybe that would work because the wood tone kind of works with the yellow, but it's still light enough. And then I thought maybe I could cover up whatever that is. It's kind of distracting. So I think I'm going to do something with the branding strip and then place this wood veneer maybe like that or something similar, just so I can kind of take care of several problems in one shot. So I'm going to mess around with it and then I'll be back. I did adhere this on there. I had to shift it a little bit left to totally cover that white spot, which was a lamppost, apparently, when I looked closely. So I had to move it over a little bit so the O would cover it. But I'm happy with that. It looks fine. I used my trusty multi-mono glue to get that on there. And then I took the branding strip and I cut it roughly in half. It's a little bit shorter because this is 6 1/8 here. But I didn't want it to go edge to edge. So I think I'm going to just kind of do it like that and mostly center it. I may shift, slightly left to right. We'll see. But I just didn't want it totally end to end. And then when I'm looking at this, I'm thinking that it's probably also going to need some kind of washi overlapping, even if it's just a little piece. And I'll probably center it, to this right side to really draw the attention so that the eye goes like this. So you start at the top and you see this beautiful building, and then you kind of go this way, and then you get the dark area, but that will then be covered by fun stuff. So that is my design goal, and we'll see if I can make it happen. I have adhered the branding strip here, and I did decide to shift it almost to the right hand border, but not quite. There's just a little bit there. Again, I'm trying to kind of make this bottom corner sort of embellishment heavy to cover up that area, so I think that works to shift the eye. And then I did decide I needed that washi, and I think I'm going with this one. I like a little pop of red. I think, It's okay. It's not too bold or too bright that it takes away from this. And the fact that I've got red over here. I've got red right here. I've got it in this photo, a little bit right here. I think it will pull it all together and that it'll be okay. So I'm going to try this one. I knew I didn't want to stripe because I've got too many stripes happening already. So I thought this maybe was a nice compromise, that it's just more of a grid pattern. I'm going to try it. If I don't like it, I'll pull it up. That's the beauty of washi. But I want to at least try it and see how it looks. So I put the red washi on there and I love it. I think it just brings out a nice pop of color there and really draws attention to this. Now, I thought maybe I would be done there, but no, I found something else that I want to try and use. I'm not quite sure it's going to go, but I want to try it. I recently bought these. They're from the new Here and There collection from Crate Paper. Anything travel, of course, I'm going to love, but I really love this line. And I'm looking at this, and I kind of like the coppery color. I think it might work with the color, you know, on this building. They're pretty close. And I like the fact that it says wild and free, because when you think of buildings in New York, they're not wild and free. They're all up next to each other. However, this one just stands out and it's got open space here. And so it's almost like it's just going to do its own thing and let these over here do their thing, and it's just going to shine. And so I like that idea. So I'm going to take this one out and just kind of set it on there and see what I think of it. So here it is with that on there. And I do like it. I think that mix of colors sort of at opposite ends works. I also love it that it's right below the flag there. We are wild and free, right? In America, a lot of us. So I kind of like that. So I think I'm going to do it. But then I also think then I need to pull in black somewhere because of these, you know, these are 3 different colors here plus white. I think I need something either down here or overlapping again. So I'm going to look for a phrase. That would be ideal if I could find that. But if not, I'll find something else that has a black base to it that would still work here. I did find a sticker phrase that would work. I went to my old standby here, these phrases from Tim Holtz, and I found this one that says wander, which is perfect. I was just wandering around the city and happened to catch that shot. So I think it needs to be somewhere down here. That's a little too far over to the right, I think. But maybe, do I want it overlapping the white or the red? That's a tough one. I gotta think about it for a minute. I stuck that on there, but I decided I'm also going to stamp right here. And I'm going to use, I think, this stamp right here. This is a set from Kelly Perky. And I think I'm going to use the one that says New York City and just do it right here under this branding strip, probably in black, because I don't know that any other color would show up as well. So I'm going to go for that and see how it turns out. Well, I changed my mind. Shocking, I know. As I was looking through this stuff, I kind of liked this option because it's part of the song New York, New York. Remember Frank Sinatra? I want to be a part of it. New York, New York. You didn't know you were going to get a serenade today, did you? So I decided that I would use that one, which I did. I put it on there, and I think it came out pretty well. The bottom line of it is supposed to be that way. The font is a little wonky. So at first I kind of panicked, like, what happened there? But it is the way that it's made. So that's fine. And for now, I think I'm going to leave this one. If I do anything else, I may do a couple of splatters. I have copper, Heidi Shine, I have gold, I have black. So I'm going to think about it though. I like this so much, I really don't want to screw it up. So I'm kind of afraid to add anything else, but I'm going to think about it while I go on to this side. So while I'm working on this side, I found a couple of things that I think I'm going to add on to this page. I did keep the rest of this branding strip, so I still have that. And I think maybe, because this is kind of dead space here, there's nothing happening, it's not exciting, that I might cut off a little bit more and use that kind of on this corner. So not only does it cover up kind of that dead building space, but it also, you know, brings this in so they have some similar elements. I can't talk today. I can sing apparently, but I can't talk. And then I found this, speaking of singing, New York, New York, since it kind of goes with this. Anybody who looks at this knows the song. I think they'll put that together, and it is New York, New York anyway. So I think I'll use that, and it's gray, which is perfect. It kind of, you know, functions with this building and this one here and all of the neutrals that are in here. So I think that's a good choice. And then I found this label or word phrase here, whatever, in my stash, and it just says exploration, but I love that it's in red. So it's another little bit of red that I can bring in here that ties this all together. So I'm not exactly sure in what order I'm going to put these or how I'm going to make those work up there, but I'm going to mess with it and then I'll be back again. I have everything put together over here. So here is the kind of design that I went with, just kind of stacking them, going in slight diagonal order here. And I'm not going to do anything with these because I love this photo that it shows off all those lovely stripes. And I love the woman in the cafe reading her book. So I'm going to leave that. And I did decide to be brave. I did put Heidi Shine on here. I did it very carefully though. I very carefully covered up the photo to make sure nothing got on there. I covered up this part. So this is how it ended up. It's not totally dry yet, so I can't put it in the page protector, but I did want to show, this is the one I actually decided to go with. It's the Heidi Shine, but it's bronzer is the name of it. So it gives it kind of a bronze sheen like this a little bit once it's actually dry. So looking at these though, side by side, if I can get them together, there we go. They're done. And I'm very, very happy with the way that this one came out. And I hope you enjoyed watching it. Thanks, everybody.